Hello, people. Welcome back to our special learning place, English Easy here. Please like this video to help us now. Also, subscribe to our channel for more good ideas. This time, my name is Sarah and I talk to you now. I want to show you how to practice English at home today. This way is simple, calm, and possible for every person. It works even if you are tired, busy, or feel very shy, even if you think your English is still not very good. I want you to close your eyes and imagine this place now. You are sitting in your favorite chair or special spot at home. Maybe you are near the window, feeling the sun's light now. You have a small notebook and a pen in your hand now. Maybe you have a simple book or your phone right there. You are ready to learn English, step by small step. You learn without feeling stressed and without feeling fear. Your house is your very best classroom to learn the language. This is true even if your house is small or very noisy now. It is true even if you do not have special or expensive tools. The first thing you need is not a book, not an app, or a class. The first good thing you need is a simple, small plan now. This plan must be easy for your brain to say yes to the idea. For example, you can choose to practice for just 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes every day. Not 2 hours. Not 3 hours long. Choose a time that feels easy and natural in your daily life. Maybe after you eat breakfast or before you go to sleep. Maybe when you drink a cup of tea. You can practice then. Do this time again and again because your brain likes routine. When I, Sarah, first made my plan, I felt a little scared inside. I thought, what if I cannot follow the plan I made for myself? What if I fail the same way I failed many times before? But I told myself, this time, the plan will be very small. The plan will be so small that I cannot say no to the simple plan. And that simple thought helped me a lot to start and to continue. The next good thing is to choose just one place for your practice. This place does not need to be perfect or the best spot at home. Maybe it is a small corner of your bed where you can sit and work, or a small table in the kitchen, or the floor near a window. Just choose one place and tell your brain the new simple rule. This is my special English place for learning new things now. When I sit here, I learned. When I sit here, I read and speak now. I had a small, simple table near my window in the room. The table was not beautiful. It was very old, but it was my spot. I put one notebook there, one pen, and one simple English book. When I saw that small table, my brain remembered the time for practice, and it became much easier for me to start the work. One of the most simple ways to practice at home is reading out loud. Take a short piece of writing, maybe a story or a short article now. Read the words with your real voice, not only in your head you use. It will feel very strange at first when you hear your own voice. Maybe you will feel shy because the sound is new and different. Maybe you think your pronunciation, the way you say words, is bad. But remember, nobody is watching you inside your house now. Nobody is saying bad things about your voice or the way you speak. It is only you and the words written on the page you have in hand. When I, Sarah, started reading out loud, my mouth felt heavy. My mouth felt slow and strange. But after just some days later, my mouth started to move much more easily with the new words. The sounds became familiar and known to me, like old friends, and my voice did not shake so much when I spoke the words out loud. Another very simple way to practice at home is to have a home talking time. This is a small time when you talk only to yourself in English about normal things you do every day now. You do not need a partner or a friend to help you with this task. For example, when you are cooking food in the kitchen now, you can say, I am cutting the tomatoes now with the knife. I am washing the rice in the bowl with cold water. I am putting salt and pepper in the pan to cook the food now. When you are cleaning your house and making the room neat and good, you can say, I am sweeping the floor to make it clean now. I am washing the dishes that are dirty in the sink now. I am folding the clothes and putting them away in the drawers. These sentences are very, very simple to say, but they are strong. They are strong because they connect the English words you know with your real life that you live every single day in your house. I had this home talking time when I brushed my teeth every day. I would look in the mirror and say simple things to my face. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing in your life today? Right now, you look a little tired, but you are doing your very best work. Today, you will practice for 15 minutes, and that is very enough. It felt funny to talk to myself like that in the mirror's glass. I laughed at myself sometimes, but it also gave me courage and help. Another good tool is listening to audio or music in the language. You do not need many things for this. You can use your phone easily. You can use your computer or maybe even an old simple device. Choose short audio that you like very much and you feel good about. Maybe it is a story in simple English or a short audio show or a video from English Easy Here channel you'd like to watch. Listen to the same audio many times until you know it well. The first time, just relax your body and feel the sounds of the words. The second time, try to catch some simple words that you know. The third time, try to repeat some sentences after the speaker now. Pause the audio, speak the words, then play the audio again. This is something Sarah did a lot when I learned the language. I had one favorite short story. I listened to it so many times now that I almost knew every single word in the story I listened to. This repetition was good because my brain felt comfortable with the sound and my mouth learned the rhythm and the flow of the English language. At home, this type of deep, focused listening is very powerful to use. You do not need many audios. Just a few that you really like to hear. You must repeat the same simple audio many times until you know it well. Some people feel bored quickly with repeating the same thing over time. But if you choose topics you love, like cooking food or travel or simple games, it will feel much easier to continue the work. The last important thing I want to share in this first part for you is a simple thought about feelings you have inside your heart now. At home, you are not only fighting with the grammar of the words, you are also fighting with your own thoughts that come to your mind. Maybe you think, I am too slow. I am too old to learn now. I am too busy today. My house is too noisy to practice here. My family will laugh at my English words. When they hear me speak, I understand these thoughts well. I had them too in my own time. But try something soft and gentle when these bad thoughts come to you. Do not shout at yourself or say bad things to your own self. Just say softly and kindly, "I hear you. Little thought in my mind. But I will still practice for 10 minutes. That is all I need now. I do not need to be perfect today in my speech or writing. I just need to show up and be here. I just need to try one time." This gentle, soft voice inside you is very important to keep strong. It will help you come back again tomorrow, even if today was hard. Remember, your house is not a test room where you must pass the test. Your home is your practice garden where you help things grow now. In a garden, plants grow slowly, day after day, not too fast. You put a little water on them, you give them sunlight and love. And one day, you look and you see a flower has come from the seed. Your English is like that small plant. It needs water and light now, and your small daily practice at home is the water and the light you give. When you continue practicing at home, the next step is to include small speaking exercises that feel easy and fun for your mouth to say. You do not need a teacher or a partner to help you with this practice. You can use your phone or a small recording device to help you hear. Record your voice saying simple words and listen to the sound again. For example, take a short text, read it out loud slowly one time, then record yourself reading it and listen to your own voice talking. After that, listen carefully and notice words that sound strange. Try reading again and again until the sound feels easy and comfortable. I, Sarah, did this when I was learning English words at my home. At first, I laughed at my own mistakes. They sounded very funny to me. But slowly, my voice became more strong and my pronunciation improved. Another great way to practice at home is a method called shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to a speaker and try to speak words at the same time, copying their rhythm, their pronunciation, and the small pauses they take between their spoken words now. At home, I would choose a short story or a simple video to watch. I would play it, and I would speak along with the voice I heard now. It was not easy at first. My mouth felt slow and heavy to move fast, and my tongue did not move quickly to say the new English words. But I did not give up. I kept trying again and again every day now. After a few days, I noticed that I could speak faster than before, and the words came out of my mouth more naturally and correctly. Shadowing also helps your listening skills very much in the process, because you focus on the small sounds and the way words connect. If you feel shy to speak, shadowing alone at home is perfect because no one is watching you there or hearing your voice now. Another method I loved was writing simple sentences every day about the small things that happened in my life that day for me. You do not need a perfect notebook or perfect handwriting to do this. Just write short sentences about what you did, what you saw, or how you felt inside your heart that day and that moment. For example, you can write, "I am drinking hot tea now. I am reading a good book. I am happy and feel good today. When I started, I made many mistakes in the sentences I wrote, but I did not worry about the mistakes I made with my hand. Every word I wrote helped my brain connect English with my thoughts." Over time, writing became much easier, and I could write long sentences and even short stories about my day and the things I saw around me. You can also make a small diary in English and write there every day. Write 1 page a day, even if the sentences are very short and simple. Your diary will become a treasure for your learning process over time because you can look back and see how much progress you have made. Listening is another very important part of home practice every day. You do not need to understand every single word that you hear now. Just listen every day, even for just 10 minutes of time you have. You can choose a short audio show, a simple song, or a small video. Listen carefully to the voice. Notice new words that you hear now. Repeat those words and try to use them in simple sentences you speak. When I started, I could not understand many words. That was hard, but my brain slowly recognized the sounds and knew them better. My ears became familiar with the sounds of the English language. Listening every day helps your brain learn to think in English now. Another fun way to practice at home is to watch simple movies or short series in English that you find easy to understand now. Start with subtitles in English. If you need help to read the words, choose a movie you like very much and watch it very carefully now. Repeat the sentences that you hear the actors and people say. Try to copy the actors' voices and the way they speak the words. When I did this, I chose simple movies at first for my practice time. I repeated the same scenes many times until I knew them well now. Slowly, I could understand more and more words that they were saying, and I could speak some of the simple sentences by myself alone. You can also pause the movie you watch and say the sentences yourself. This is a very small practice, but it makes a big difference later. Playing games in English is another fun way to practice at home alone. There are many language learning games online you can find easily. These games make learning feel fun and interesting for your brain. For example, you can play word games, memory games, or simple quizzes. I used to play simple word games when I was learning the language. It helped me remember new words in a fun way without trying hard. You can also put English words on things in your home with paper. Write the English word on a small piece of paper with a pen you have. Stick the paper on the object. For example, write door on the door, write table on the table, and mirror on the mirror. You see? When you see these words every day, your brain learns them naturally. I did this, and it helped me learn many new words very quickly. Another good tip is to think in English during small moments you have. For example, if you see a big tree, say to yourself, "Tree." Do this instead of using the language you speak in your country now. When you go to the kitchen, think of words for the things you see there. I did this when I cleaned my room or cooked simple food every day. It was hard at first, but over time, it became much easier for me. My brain started to automatically connect English words with objects. You can also talk about your plans in English while you are at home. For example, today I will read a book, I will listen to a story, I will write 1 page of my diary. Say this to yourself every day. Speaking about your plan in English helps you think in English faster. I did this every morning before starting my practice for the day now. It made my day more organized and it helped my English improve faster. Another helpful method is to set small goals that you can easily reach. For example, learn 5 new words a day or read 1 short story. Write 3 simple sentences every morning in your notebook now. I started with very small goals. that felt easy to complete every day. Every time I completed a goal, I felt proud of my small success now. Small victories give you motivation and energy to continue your work. You can also use apps to practice English right there at your home now. Many simple apps are free and give you exercises for listening, for speaking, for reading, and for writing in the language you learn. I used an app to learn new words and practice pronunciation of words. I could practice anytime, anywhere, even if I had only 10 minutes. Remember, every small practice you do counts and is very important. Another way to practice is to pretend you are in different situations. For example, pretend you are in a restaurant and order food in English. Or pretend you are buying something small at the store you like now. Speak to yourself as if you were talking to a real person standing there. I practiced this when I was alone at home, and it helped me feel more strong and ready to speak English with others in real life now. Also, please do not be afraid to make mistakes when you speak or write. Mistakes are a big part of learning. They help you grow better and faster. I made many mistakes when I started to learn the language at home now, but each mistake was a lesson for me. It helped me learn new words. I learned better pronunciation and felt stronger to speak again and again. At home, you can practice safely and make many mistakes without worry. Another good method is to use flashcards, small cards, with writing. Write a word on one side of the card and its meaning on the other side. Test yourself every day to see if you remember the new words' meaning now. I use flashcards for new words and reviewed them very often, every day. This helped me remember the new words for a long time in my memory. You can also combine different methods to practice better. For example, read a story out loud. Listen to it again with your ears. Write a short summary in your notebook. Then talk about the story. Combining reading, listening, writing, and speaking makes your English stronger and faster in a very good way. This method works well now. Another important point is to take small breaks during your work time. Learning at home is good, but your brain also needs time to rest well. Do not push yourself to work too much, too fast, or too hard now. I took short breaks every 30 minutes of practice time I had planned. Sometimes I drank tea. Sometimes I walked a small distance in the room. These small breaks helped me stay focused and motivated to continue. You can also practice by using English in your hobbies that you love. For example, if you like cooking, follow a simple recipe in English. If you like music, listen to English songs and try to sing along now. When I did this, I enjoyed learning without feeling forced or too tired. Your house can be full of small moments for practice all the time. And all these small moments add up to make your English stronger later. Remember, consistency, doing it every day, is more important for you than quantity, doing it a lot at one time. 10 minutes every day is much better than practicing for 2 hours only once a week in the month. When I practiced every day, my progress was slow at first. That was true, but it was steady, and after some months, I could see big improvements now. Another tip is to review your old notes and your writing you made before. Go back and read what you wrote 1 week ago, 1 month ago, or longer. You will see your own progress and how far you have come now in your learning. I did this and it gave me confidence and energy to continue working hard. Stay positive and happy during your home practice time you have now. Your brain sometimes feels tired, and your desire to work may decrease. But remember, all your small efforts are building your English stronger. I celebrated small victories like reading one page out loud clearly. I celebrated speaking 3 sentences without making a big mistake now. Every small success is important for your motivation to stay strong. You can also practice by thinking about your day in English before sleep. Review what you did, what you learned, and what you want to do tomorrow. I did this every night, and it helped my brain think in English naturally. Another way to practice at home is to use English in daily activities. For example, when brushing your teeth, say the steps in English now. I am brushing my teeth. I am rinsing my mouth with water now. Or when washing dishes, say, I am washing the dishes. I am drying them. I did this every day, and my English became part of my routine for life. You can also use online groups or communities to practice with people. Even if you are at home, you can chat with other learners in English now. Share small sentences, ask simple questions, and get encouragement there. I joined an online group, and it gave me extra motivation to practice. Another tip is to read aloud with emotion and strong feeling in your voice. Do not just read the words, try to feel the story and the characters' feelings. Say it with your voice. When I did this, my reading became more smooth and I could remember words better because I felt the words deeply now. Remember, your house is your practice space, your safe place now. Every small action, every little practice adds water and light to your English growth, making it a beautiful garden of learning. When you continue practicing at home, it is important to use your mind to create small stories in English, even if they are very, very simple. For example, imagine a day in your life or a short adventure you had now. Write it in your notebook or just speak it out loud to the empty room. I, Sarah, used to do this every evening before the sun went down. At first, my sentences were very short, like, I go to the market, I buy apples. But slowly, I added more details to the simple lines now. I go to the market, and I buy red apples. The apples are sweet. Creating small stories helps your brain think in English creatively and makes learning much more fun and interesting for you to continue. Another very useful practice is repeating words and simple sentences now. Every day, choose 5 or 10 words that you learned before that you know. Say them aloud many times until they feel natural for your mouth to say. Then make small sentences with those words you know well now. For example, if the word is happy, you can say, I am happy today. My cat is happy and playing. I feel happy when I read my book. Repetition helps your brain remember the words you learned before, and your mouth becomes used to making the sounds of English words easily. You can also practice by singing simple songs that you like in English now. Music is a very strong and good tool for learning the new language. Choose a simple song you like and sing along with the music and words. Do not worry about making mistakes when you sing the song out loud now. When I started, I could not understand all the words in the song I heard, but I kept trying to sing. After a few weeks, I noticed that I could remember the words and my pronunciation improved from the simple singing. Another way to practice is to watch short videos and pause them often now. After one sentence, repeat it aloud with your voice and say it again. This way, you learn the rhythm, pronunciation, and natural expressions. I did this with my favorite videos. Sometimes I paused every 3 words. Sometimes I repeated whole sentences I heard from the speaker's voice. It felt slow, but it helped a lot. Small steps make big improvements now. You can also practice by teaching someone at home, like a small child. Even if they do not know English, explain a word or a sentence to them. Teaching helps you remember the information and use it with your voice. I used to explain simple words to my little brother at home I had now. He laughed at me, but it helped me speak English with more strength. Another tip is to use sticky notes, small paper with glue on the back. Write new words and stick them on objects in your house that you see. For example, mirror on the mirror, cup on the cup you use now. Every time you see the word, say it aloud with your voice. Your brain learns quickly this way because you see it and say it often. You can also practice thinking in English in your mind when you move. When you do small actions like making tea or walking, say the steps. For example, I open the water bottle. I pour water in the cup. I add tea. When I started this, it felt strange to think this way. But after a few days, it became natural and easy for my mind to do this. Another very important method is speaking to yourself about your feelings. For example, I feel happy today. I feel tired and a little sleepy. I am excited to learn new things. Speak this every morning you wake up. When I did this every morning, it helped me connect English with my emotions, and my speaking became much easier and more natural to say now. You can also practice by reading simple news or short articles in English. Even if you understand only a few words, your brain starts to see patterns. I started with very short articles and underlined words I did not know yet. Then I looked up their meaning and tried to use them in my own sentences. Another practice is using a vocabulary notebook for all the new words. Write new words, their simple meaning, and one sentence with each word now. I did this every day. And after 1 month, I had a notebook full of words I could use easily in my speaking and writing with my hands. You can also practice by writing emails or small messages to yourself. Write small notes, messages, or letters to yourself in the notebook you have. For example, Dear Sarah, today I learned 5 new words in English. I practiced speaking. I listen to a story on the phone now. This is fun and helps you write and think in English easily and quickly. Another method is reading aloud and recording your voice with your phone. Then listen to your recording and compare it with the original audio source. This helps with pronunciation and makes your speaking smooth and better. I used to do this every week, checking my voice against the recording. At first, my voice sounded strange, but after some time, I saw improvements. You can also practice by imagining conversations with other people now. Pretend you are talking with a friend, a teacher, or a famous person you like. Speak your sentences aloud with your voice to the empty room now. For example, hello, how are you? I am learning English at home now. What do you do today? This helps you prepare for real conversations. Another tip is to set small challenges for yourself to stay motivated. For example, speak only in English for 10 minutes at home today, or write a short story using 5 new words I learned this week. I did this every week, and it pushed me to practice much more than before. You can also practice by translating simple sentences from your language to English. Take one small sentence like, I am drinking water now. Write it in English, then say it aloud with your voice to practice the sound. This helps you think in English words instead of your native language. Another method is to watch English cartoons or very simple TV shows now. They are easy to understand, and the words are clear to hear and follow. Repeat the sentences and try to copy the voices of the actors you hear. I used to watch cartoons every evening, and it made learning feel very fun. Another tip is to join online groups for English learners. You find there, even if you are at home, you can chat with others, ask questions, and practice your writing skills with your new online friends there. I joined a small group, and it helped me stay motivated to continue. You can also practice by describing your day in English before you go to sleep. For example, today I woke up at 7 o'clock. I brushed my teeth quickly. I had breakfast. I practiced English for 15 minutes in my room now. Doing this every night trains your brain to think in English naturally. Another method is to use apps for vocabulary, listening, and speaking practice. I used small apps for 5 to 10 minutes every day. It was very easy to do. I could practice anywhere, even in the kitchen or on the bus I took now. You can also practice by reading children's books that are simple and short. They are simple, fun, and full of useful words for a new learner to know. I started with very easy books and slowly moved to longer stories later. Another tip is to set a goal for the week ahead of you and your work. For example, learn 20 new words this week, or write 3 pages. Speak 5 minutes every day out loud to the room. Small goals are powerful. You can also practice by using English in your hobbies that you enjoy. For example, cooking, drawing, or playing simple games on your phone. Use English words and simple sentences while doing your hobby you love now. I did this, and it made learning feel more enjoyable and less like hard work. Another method is to celebrate small achievements that happen every day. If you read 1 page without mistakes, or speak 3 sentences clearly, give yourself a small reward. I did this, and it kept me motivated well. You can also practice by listening to short audio clips and repeating them. Repetition helps your brain remember and your mouth learns the sound. Another method is to read your old writing and notice your progress. I did this every month, and it gave me confidence to continue practicing. You can also practice by pretending to be a teacher and explaining words. Even if it is imaginary, it helps you speak and think in English faster. Another tip is to take breaks and rest your mind often during your work. Learning is important, but your brain needs rest to grow and learn more. Short breaks help you stay focused and motivated to finish the work you started. You can also practice by using English in small daily activities now. For example, when brushing teeth, washing dishes, or cooking food you like. Say the steps in English. I brush my teeth. I wash the dishes now. Another method is to combine all skills into one simple practice session. Listen to a story. Read it aloud, write a small summary in your notebook, and then speak about it to yourself. This method strengthens all skills. You can also practice by labeling new words in your home with sticky notes. When you see the word every day, say it aloud. Your brain will learn it. Another tip is to use English when thinking about your plans for the day. Today, I will practice English. I will read a story and write. Small daily sentences are very powerful for your learning process now. Another useful method is to read simple news articles or short stories. Underline new words, find their meaning, and use them in sentences now. Another method is to make small dialogues and act them out yourself alone. Pretend to be in a shop, a restaurant, or a school. Speak aloud quickly. This prepares you for real conversations with other people you meet now. Another tip is to be patient and gentle with yourself during this process. Do not push too hard. Learning at home is a slow process, but it works. Every small step counts for you. Celebrate small progress and stay happy. When you continue practicing at home, it is important to make English a natural part of your life and routine, not just studying the words now. Think of it as a game, a small challenge, or a fun habit you enjoy doing. For example, start your morning by saying, "Good morning, Sarah. Today I will practice English as you smile in the mirror's glass." When I started this, it felt funny, but it motivated me to start now. Another way to make learning natural is to include English in small tasks. For example, when you cook, think about the words. I cut the onions. I boil water. I stir the soup. Say the words in your mind now. I did this, and I started connecting English words with my real life easily. Listening every day is also very important for your brain to learn more. You do not need a long audio show or a difficult story to listen to now. Even 5 minutes of listening is good for your ear to hear the new language. Choose a short story, a song, or a video, and listen very carefully now. Repeat the words aloud after you hear them from the speaker's voice. I did this every day, and my brain started recognizing words naturally. Another method is reading aloud. Choose a simple story or article you like. Read slowly and clearly. At first, you may make mistakes, but that is okay. Slowly, your pronunciation will improve with practice and time you spend. When I read aloud every day, I noticed my mouth learned the movements of English sounds, making them easy to say and easy to repeat now. Speaking to yourself is another powerful method to use when you are alone. You can talk about your day, your feelings, your plans, or anything you like. For example, I am happy today. I will read a story I have now. I will write in my notebook. Speaking trains your brain and your mouth. I did this every morning and evening, and slowly I became more confident. Another useful way is shadowing. Listen to a speaker and repeat now. You copied the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the pauses they use now. I practiced this with short stories and videos I found interesting to me. At first, it was very hard, but after a few days, I could speak faster and more naturally, sounding more like the speaker's own voice now. Shadowing also improves your listening because you notice small details. Writing simple sentences is another good way to practice your English. You can write about your day, your thoughts, or your dreams you have now. For example, I woke up at 7. I had breakfast. I practiced English. I started with very short sentences and slowly added more details I saw. Writing every day helped me remember words and express my simple ideas. You can also use a vocabulary notebook for all the new words you learn now. Write new words, their meaning, and a sentence for each word you wrote down. Review them often. I did this, and after 1 month, I had many words I could use easily in speaking and writing with my hands and my voice. Another way is to use flashcards, small paper cards with words written. Write a word on one side and the meaning on the other side of the paper now. Test yourself every day. I used flashcards, and my memory for new words became stronger and faster over time, helping me to speak and write more. Another fun method is to watch simple movies, series, or cartoons. Start with subtitles if you need them. Try to copy the voices you hear now. Listening to songs is also very helpful for your ears and your mouth. Choose a song you like and sing along, trying to understand the words. Another great tip is to think in English as you do small tasks now. For example, I sweep the floor, I wash the dishes, I make tea. This makes English a natural part of your mind and daily routine now. You can also make small stories in your mind and speak them aloud. Pretend a small adventure happened today and describe it clearly now. This practice helps your brain think creatively and makes learning fun. Another method is to review old writing and notice your progress now. Seeing your progress gives you confidence to keep trying every day. The last, most important tip is to be patient and gentle with yourself. Do not push too hard. Learning is a slow process, but it works well. Celebrate every small step, even the smallest one you take today. Your home is your safe space, your garden for English growth now. Thank you very much for learning all these ideas with us today. If these practice tips helped you, please give this video a like now. Share this video with a friend who wants to learn English at home. And please subscribe to our learning channel, English Easy Here. We want to help your English improve every day with simple steps. We also want to help your learning mindset change for the very best. We will see you tomorrow with another strong video and good lesson. Until then, keep learning new words, keep practicing, and keep going.